No matter where you are these days, you can look around you at successful Americans. A successful carpenter, a successful bricklayer, a successful auditor, a successful businessman. Yes, a successful father. Used to be, success was measured by material things, but, well, over the years, being good at what you are, doing a good job at your job has become pretty important. We grown-ups have come a long way toward learning the lessons of things like sportsmanship, and fair play, cooperation, because we found that that way we can all get some of the prizes that life awards. And we've come a long way toward teaching it to our children by lesson, by example. Maybe that's the rent we grown-ups pay for the space we occupy while our children are learning to take over, because when you get right down to it, we measure our success only in terms of the success of those who come after us. Boys like these, for instance, they aren't aware that they're learning any lessons, that they're learning to work together toward a common goal. All they're interested in at the moment is doing the best job they know how. But that itself is the stuff of ambition and success. High-flown talk? Well, we've got high ideals in this country. We set them that way, each for himself. And the sum total of them makes us what we are, a nation with high ideals. As individuals, we don't aim to set the world on fire. These boys, for instance, each is building a soapbox derby racer, knowing that only one of the thousands of boys who enter the local derbies can win the grand prize. And yet, each one is supremely confident that he'll win. He isn't scared. American boys don't scare easy. They've got the will to win. And that was the idea behind the All-American Soapbox Derby when it was started back in 1934 in Dayton, Ohio. That first derby was started by just one man with an idea. But even then, as you can see, grown-ups and young people alike pitched in with a will, for even then it caught on quickly as a community event. And the rules of that first race were sort of by guess, by gosh, practically anything on four wheels could be entered, and was. And because of that, handicaps were given the boys on the basis of their car's speed. And that first race back in 1934 was won by a starry-eyed lad named Bob Turner, a boy of yesterday turned man of today. Now, Bob's garage doesn't make him $1 million, yet Bob's rich in many important ways. Among other things, he's happy, and who's to say whether that's first or second prize? The following year, 1935, the Soapbox Derby was won by a boy named Maurice Bale, Jr., who today is a farmer. Now, you can measure his success any way you want to, but the thing that's important to his children and his wife is the fact that he's a successful dad. And that's the way it went through those early days of the Soapbox Derby. As more and more boys built their four-wheeled packages of hopes and dreams and ambitions, more and more grown-ups became aware of the fact that those four wheels had a deeper meaning, a greater significance than the immediate prize at the end of a derby track. Then, as now, the Soapbox Derby car is a very simple thing. But over the years, as the derby idea spread, grown-ups from coast to coast came to see that to an 11-year-old, a thing of wood and wheels and work can be a dream worthwhile, a dream that young hands and minds can grasp and make come true. And they came to see that the more young people with ideas like that, the better for all of us. And so it is that today, the Soapbox Derby, whether it's the one in Los Angeles, in Salt Lake City, in Powell, Wyoming, in a big town like Milwaukee, or a smaller town like Wisconsin Rapids, The Soapbox Derby is a sort of a clearinghouse, a redistribution center for all the initiative, all the cooperation, all the courageous do-it-yourself ideas that make this country what it is. Ideas so simple we're apt to forget them. The real human individuality of Wisconsin Rapids' younger sons comes to light in this novel method of running in the wheel bearings. Or this homemade trailer, typical of many of the ideas of Derby contestants from coast to coast. And the community's pride in his son shines clearly on this bright July afternoon as the townspeople turn out in a body to watch the races. Wisconsin Rapids' method of getting the Derby cars to the starting line, original as it is, turns out to be just one of the jobs that boys and grown-up boys do together to make the Derby a real community event. For although the boys run off their races in a single sunny afternoon, there are many grown-ups in the community who have devoted time to the Derby the other 364 days of the year. So, no matter that Daniel Seebecker wins the race, along with his mother's kids, everyone gains from the giving to others. And halfway across the country in Hartford, Connecticut, in the spring of '51, civic-minded people put bulldozers to work to carve a Derby track out of the lush Connecticut soil. They, too, had recognized the long-range values the Soapbox Derby brings to a community. And when the race day parade got underway, the 150 Derby sponsors began to find they were well repaid. Business and community leaders found that by giving of themselves, by doing the 101 grown-up jobs required to put on a Derby, they got far more than they gave. Time